Breaking news, my country people. It don't happen, oh. The former militant leaders, they have warned Sheikh Ahmed Gumi. They don't tell am say, guy, all these ones where you dey talk, say, Tinubu did this, Christians did this, Nyesom Wike did that. You yourself, Sheikh Gumi, you failed to speak out against the kidnappings. You failed to speak out against the killings of, of Northerners. You failed to speak out against borrowings under the ex-president Muhammad Buhari. So how come you are now warning the president? How come you are now speaking out at this point? During the reign of the former president Muhammad Buhari, who used Nigeria's infrastructure and sold the souls of Nigerians to borrow money, you did not see anything. You did not criticize Buhari. You did not warn Buhari. So why now? Why all these questions? Why are you talking about the minister? Why are you calling him a devil incarnate? Guys, this is more like a strong warning from the former militant leaders from the Niger Delta region, who have described as provocative the recent statement by Sheikh Ahmed Gumi against the Nigerian government, saying he failed to speak out against the killings, the kidnappings in the country. The former Niger Delta warlord asked Gumi and his likes, where were they when the former President Muhammad Buhari used Nigeria's infrastructure and the souls of Nigerians to borrow money? They also warned Sheikh Gumi against the actions that would provoke the people of the Niger Delta region. The ex-militant leaders under the auspices of the Movement for Sustainable Development of the Niger Delta, in a statement signed by its national coordinator, Chief Oladi, expressed, suspicion that Sheikh Gumi, like in the shameful days of the Boko Haram killings, was allegedly representing groups of corrupt individuals who plunged the country into a very terrible state, and in a statement described Gumi's utterance as disheartening, noting that some individuals still engage in hate speech and decisive rhetoric, seeking to use religion to sow seeds of discord among Nigerians. We have resolved to point out that Gumi and his likes, that the massive fraud in the FCT, including the garnishment order to the tune of about $800 million against the Federal Capital Territory Administration, was perpetrated under a northern minister and under a northern president. Minister Wike is only taking very hard decisions to restore the economy of the FCT. And it's a sad reminder that Gumi could not speak out when his alleged sponsors were kidnapping and killing northerners under the guise of Islamist fundamentalists. Where was he when the former president Muhammad Buhari used Nigeria's infrastructure and the souls of Nigerians to borrow money? Suddenly he has turned an activist against the FCT administration. Oya, we challenge Sheikh Gumi and his cohorts to mention a state governor that has performed in their northern states, such as Nyesom Wike, since the advent of democratic rule. Wike is like the pride of the Niger Delta region. So the group have strongly called on the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Honorable Dele Aleke, to ensure that the revenues from the mining of precious minerals, such as gold, are domiciled in the nation's treasury, warning that failure of the northern states to allow collective revenue into the nation's purse would force the youth from the Niger Delta to truncate crude oil exploration and delay northern states from the benefits. They've urged the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Dele Aleke, that they should embark on a urgent review of mining policies and ensure revenue from mining activities are domiciled in the nation's purse. They have already stood their ground, ready to champion this cause to ensure that all revenues from the nation's resources are brought into the national treasury. And they are ready to cut off the northern states from the crude oil exploration revenue. If the monies from the mining activities are not domiciled with the federal government, then the Niger Delta, they will take their own stand, because they are out this time and they mean business. They are not smiling with anybody, not even Sheikh Ahmed Gumi or the president. So the president should be warned. Sheikh Ahmed Gumi should be warned. How can a kettle call pot black? Why would Sheikh Ahmed Gumi be pointing fingers? Saying this, saying that. Where was he during Buhari's regime, when evils were perpetrated under his government? Why didn't he say anything? Instead, he was sympathizing with the Boko Harams, the bandits. He is more like a commander of the bandits. So how come he's now speaking out? He wants to become an activist in Tinubu's government. Well, at this point, it's happening, my country people. The Niger Delta, militant leaders, they've told Sheikh Ahmed Gumi to shove it up his mouth. At this point, they don't tell us, say, Gumi, if you like, go hawk transformer. If they pay you, make he pay you. All these policies being made by the president, he is the president, and he ought to make the policies he wants. When Buhari was president, he did his own. So how come Tinubu's policies are now affecting you? How come you are now becoming an activist at this point to speak against the president, even his minister? But then you claim that the Muslims are way more better than Christians. Then why are you trying to use religion to start off a religion crisis in this country? Because this statement is so insightful, that can incite a war, a crisis between the major religions we have in this country. So Gumi should talk about national unity. Abi, has Gumi forgotten about national unity? So is he trying to play an activist at this point, putting the national unity of Nigeria at stake, at risk, by making such an insightful statement? So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? Because this statement from Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, a lot of people have really raised eye to this, and they are not finding this statement funny. I think some months back, the former Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai had made similar statements to this, which was seen to be very, very insightful. And a lot of people had criticized El-Rufai for making such statements. I think it really led to people calling for him not to be among Tinubu's cabinet, because at some point when they gave him the appointment, people raised objections and he couldn't go ahead with it, because it seemed that he was rejected by a lot of people because of what he said and the other controversies that has been surrounding him. So at this point, my country people, Nigerians have really seen Sheikh Ahmed Gumi as an attention seeker, wanting to seek the attention of the president. But then, the Niger Delta ex-militant leaders, they no let Sheikh Gumi land. Now so they carry am from up. They tell am say, oh guy, you better hold your peace, oh. If you do anyhow, you see anyhow. So my country people, I'm dropping here. Please kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section. Thank you.